or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning to everyone out there. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Today is Thursday, April 6th. Yes, it is very nice outside. A little breezy, but still very nice. Nice spring day. And I am your host, Kabila Harden, along with Micah. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. And on the phone lines, we were supposed to have an in-studio guest. I'm sorry, there was a mix-up in the communication on my end. But I have Miss Katie McNair. Are you there, Katie?
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you so much for still being able to do this interview for us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And Katie is with the John 3:17 ministry, which is the female version of the John 3:17 ministry. So let's get started. Katie, can you please give us some description about yourself and how you came to work for the ministry?
Well, I'm 23. I'm from Heber, and I've been in drug court, and so I came here through drug court, of course, at the end of my rope, and it's just been great ever since.
That's wonderful. And so what role do you play at the ministry right now?
Well, I'm a resident right now. I graduate on Sunday, and then I'll work as a facilitator.
Okay, well, that is really wonderful, and it's wonderful to hear that someone of your age decided, okay, I need to make a change. I need to do something different. This is not the way I want my life to go.
Right.
And so you decided to get some, maybe it wasn't all your decision, but
right.
You still had to make a choice to stay there to get the help that you needed. Okay.
Right, and sometimes you just have to be still for a while before you're going to realize that.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of your story, how did you end up there? I know you mentioned that you went to drug court, but what led to that?
Well, when I was younger, my mom, she really wanted to shelter me and my brother, and so she homeschooled me a couple years when I was younger, and in the 6th grade I went back to school, and a lot of people made fun of me. Like, I don't think any younger kid really can fully understand homeschooling. They just think it's weird. And so when I went back to school, people made fun of me, and I just wanted to be in that in crowd, and it was just that vicious cycle of being with the wrong people and experimenting with drugs, and then, you get in over your head and you can't get back out.
I totally understand that, and I see that, with not a lot, but several of the youth in my area here in Jonesboro, they think that, okay, I have time, I can live my life any way I want. They get involved in all types of risky behaviors, and unfortunately too, you don't have to be young to indulge in risky behaviors. I've seen people in their 40s and 50s still doing some of the same things that they did.
Right, and that's the thing about addiction for sure, is it doesn't ever discriminate against anyone or any age.
No race, no background. And I've seen people from, I want to say wealthy families, rich, wealthy families, high class, what society would consider high class families.
Right.
So, like you said, addiction has no discrimination at all.
No.
Okay, so tell us more about the John 3:17 program. First of all, how did you get referred? Was it a referral, or was it court ordered, or how did you get to that particular one? I know there's several others available, but how was that one picked for you?
Well, I'm in drug court, and actually one of the guys in my drug court graduated from John 3:16.
Okay.
And so he, of course, we know of each other, and he had heard of John 3:17. He's the one that recommended it to me to come here. So word of mouth is, I think, how probably most people, unless they're familiar with it already, are going to hear about it.
Okay. And for those out there listening, unfortunately, you won't be able to call in with any questions, but we are streaming live on Facebook, and so you tell anyone if they have any questions or comments, they can drop us a message, and that goes for anyone out there listening. I'll be happy to address your comments. We just ask that you keep them respectable on our Facebook page. I just want to let everybody know that this facility is located in Jackson County, Arkansas, which is, what city is this located in?
Newport.
In Newport.
I think Amigan, and just towns surrounding that.
Okay. And so once someone is referred to the facility, and you've gone through the intake process. Tell us give us some of the steps that you go through from the intake until your graduation.
Well, if you're interested in coming in, of course, we have an application online at john317ministry.org.
Okay.
And they'll get on there, and they will print that out, and they'll fill it out, and they'll fax it back in. The number's on there. And so once our director gets that, she will, of course, look over it, and she'll try to call them so they can kind of do a phone interview just to go over anything, like medication-wise or just different types of situations just to kind of cover all the bases. And after that, if everything goes good there, she'll usually have them come in on a Sunday morning for an interview.
Sunday morning, okay. Now, I'm looking at your website now, and at the top it says Healing for Women, and it says, "For God did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through Him," John 3:17. And so the vision statement for this ministry is to see individuals and families healed and in a vibrant relationship with Jesus Christ. John 3:17 is a 501c3 faith-based Christian recovery center, a safe, nurturing environment for women who have made a commitment to overcome addiction or addictions, make positive lifestyle changes, develop spirituality, improve parenting skills, and become productive members of society. So, how long have you been there? I'm sorry, you may have stated earlier, and I apologize if I missed it. How long have you been there so far?
I've been there just about a year.
A year, okay. And so tell us some of the things that you've learned, some of the, strongholds you've battled, or demons you fought, however you want to put that. Tell us how you have grown as a young lady being in that program.
I would say probably the biggest lesson I've learned is to find my validation through Jesus. I would always try to find it through what the world accepted and through guys that I was with and just different things. And you'll never be able to find true value through anyone but Jesus. Not yourself, not your family, not guys. And probably the second lesson to that is my coping mechanism was always turning to drugs or turning to my friends or something that's not going to give me that fulfillment that Jesus feels in your life. And so ultimately, Jesus was the cure the whole time that I was looking for. It wasn't a drug or trying to feel better from something that wasn't accepted by the world and just different things like that.
Okay. And so, when did you hope to graduate from the program?
I actually graduate this Sunday.
No, this coming Sunday. That's wonderful.
Yes. And earlier you had mentioned us being a 501c3, and I just wanted to touch base with that too. We have about 4 fundraisers a year, and that's what we get our money from to help us go the whole year.
Okay.
And this Saturday, actually, we're having Phil Robertson come to the Convo in Jonesboro. And so I just want to get the word out about that. That's going to be at 6 o'clock on Saturday night.
Yes, I do want to go into that. We're going to touch on that during our second part, the second half of the show. But I wanted this first half to be more about you and maybe some of the other residents and some of the facilitators that work there. And if anyone else would like to get on the line, we'll be more than happy to, talk about their experience, or if there are some workers who would like to share. We would be more than happy to talk to anyone who would like to share more about the ministry from their perspective as well. But you were the one that stopped by our studio, and so before.
Right. There's so many good stories. Actually, one of the girls here, Deanna, she has a really, really good story, and she probably wouldn't mind sharing it.
Okay, well you can. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You can grab her. I want to say we have one Facebook shout out. It's from Ms. Nora Hunt. Good morning, Ms. Quabila. Well, good morning, Ms. Nora, and thank you for tuning in. We ask that anyone, if you have any questions or comments, please drop us a message on our Facebook live stream. That is KLEK 102.5 FM. And we are speaking with Katie McNair. She's a resident at the John 316 Ministries out in Newport, or we'll just say Jackson County, Arkansas, because there's several little cities surrounding that area. And we're talking about Katie's experience, and we're going to hear from some other residents or other facilitators who would like to join the line to share their experience. I know there was another lady that was with you the day you came, and Some people move from, they go from being a resident to then being a counselor or like some type of mentor or peer or something. What do they call, what is the title when someone moves from a resident and you graduated and then you turn around and give your service back to the ministry? Is there a specific title, like are you a counselor or a mentor or?
Well, they call it a facilitator.
A facilitator, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you do graduate, do you plan to stick around and work for the ministry more, or are you going back home and try to get your life back, back established to maybe, getting a job or?
Well, I personally don't want to go back to where I came from before yet. I don't think I have a good enough foundation to just go right back into that scene of events. So that's why I decided to stay, because I think transition is good because it gives you, like, you have that little bit of freedom you get, of course, when you graduate, but it's a grounded freedom,
Okay. And so what city, where are you originally from?
Quitman, Arkansas.
Where, Quitman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that little town. What part of Arkansas is that in?
It's central. It's right by Conway, kind of.
Okay. And then will your family get to come up and join you in the celebration?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure that'll be really wonderful. And have they been supportive of you through this whole journey?
They've been supportive every time.
Okay.
That was one thing God really blessed me with, was a really good family. I've been in trouble with blood, of course, and I've gotten clean, and I've gone back and forth for a long time, so I really hurt my family with that, and there's not one time that they had ever gave up on me. They were there the whole time.
That is really wonderful, and I'm sure that you've made some really great friends while you've been there.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be difficult. You put a bunch of women facing their own battles in one small space, and it can get a little tense, So
yes, that's definitely a shared struggle, I think, with most of the girls here.
So were there ever times you felt like, I don't want to do this anymore, I just want to give up, I can't?
Well, I'm sure there's times like I have felt like that, but overall, if you give it an hour or two, most things that make you that mad are pretty petty. There's nothing like too serious that has ever jeopardized me wanting to go home and risk everything.
Okay, and I'm sure, and I don't want you to give away everything that you discuss with in your different groups and different counseling sessions, but I just want you to help people understand, when you go to some place like this, first of all, you made a decision to get help. So obviously you were tired of whatever you were doing. Okay. So did you ever have one of those, you've heard the term come to Jesus meetings, one of those where you had to face yourself in the mirror, not a physical mirror, but you had to face yourself and face the why, face why you were doing what you were doing? So, I have one of those. My little brother, he's 3 years younger than me, and he's always been my best friend through thick and thin, and this last time that I relapsed, I was really bad to my family, and I went down a whole lot quicker this time than I have any other time, and my brother actually was the one that ended up calling the cops on me, and that's when I realized, it was time to be done, to put everything down, and of course drug court, I've been there for forever, and it got to where I didn't have any strikes left, like this was it. It was either I was going to get it now or I was never going to get it. And so that was just, I think it's like a self-search you have to do inside to really know if you're done or not. And I think I felt it. I mean, I think anyone who has relapsed multiple times, like you're going to have that one time that, it's different from any other time, and it's time to put it all down. Okay, that is really wonderful. Again, you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, and we're speaking with Katie McNair from the John 3:17 ministry. Now, is there anyone else there around you that would like to join and share their testimony?
Our director might.
Okay.
Hold on.
While she's going to get someone else, I just want to mention, as she mentioned.
Okay. No, she's about to talk. Here she is.
Okay. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name, please?
My name is Suzanne Rudd.
Suzanne Rudd, it's nice to meet you. My name is Quabila Harden, and this is Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I met Katie one day. Her and another lady were in town passing out flyers for your fundraiser that's coming up, which we'll discuss a little bit more in length in the next segment of the show. And Katie, I talked to them more about the program and invited them to be a guest on the show. And so I thought she was going to be able to be in studio, but this works just as well. So,
Okay.
as the director, please tell us about your experience being there, how long you've been there, anything else you would like to share about the ministry.
Okay. My title is assistant director. I've been with the program about 4 years. I've had my own struggle with drug and alcohol addiction, and so my heart has been where I would like to help other women, and I was actually working as an account manager at Harding University in Cersei when this position became available, and decided that I would really like to just take a step of faith and just see if I could be of any help to women who struggle with things similar to what I have struggled with. So I did that about 4 years ago, and I really do love it. This is kind of what I feel like God has called me to do. And so I'm able to spend time with these ladies every day and just kind of lead them in a closer walk with God, along with the help of a lot of other people.
That is really wonderful. And I'm sure that you get a lot of support from the surrounding community. I see on your website it talks about what people can expect and some of the involvement, and you partner with area churches. You have the ladies get involved with the community. They do service projects, and then they work on their individual growth as well.
Yes, that's correct.
And then I saw on some of the pictures that some of the ladies were working in a garden. So what are some other activities you have them get involved in to kind of get their mind off the addiction and work through whatever things they're trying to work through?
Right. As you said, we do some volunteer and community work out in our community. Like this morning, the ladies are working at a Pat Jackson's house here in Newport, helping her get her flower beds and her yard in shape for the summer. And so we just do different things like that. We don't charge anything for that, but if someone wants to make a donation to our ministry, then of course that's kind of how we help fund it, because we don't charge the ladies anything for coming in. So we'll do things like yard work. We also do some cleaning of some church buildings throughout the week.
Okay.
We do several things like that, and then a few of the girls have individual jobs that they go to as well. And then we're always open and available to anyone asking us to come and see if we could help them. We try not to travel too awful far. We have gone to Jonesboro a time or two to help someone as well. So that's kind of what we do. We also attend Celebrate Recovery in the evenings. That's a part of our program. We go to different Celebrate Recoveries that are close by. Okay.
I'm sure the ladies are learning valuable lessons as they are now giving back to the community, when at one point when they were deeper in their addiction, they probably only thought about themselves and how they can get their next fix of whatever their substance was. They were not thinking about, how can I help my neighbor, how can I help someone else in need. So these are some
true. Yes, very true.
So
it's definitely a different side of the fence that they're on now. So most of the people that we go in and help might have been afraid of these ladies a few months ago for fear that they might, try to steal something or that sort of thing. But now they can come and they can actually give back and try to help people instead of taken from them or taken from their families. We do try to teach these ladies to be servants.
Okay.
Because we feel like that's what God wants us to do, and to help others and to think more about other people than we do about ourselves, whereas in addiction we're only feeding ourselves.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Yes, ma'am. And we're going to get ready to take a quick break. But if you don't mind, if Katie, whoever else would like to come on, if they'll just keep the phone line open, we have about a 3-minute break, 3 to 4 minute break, and then we'll be back.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we'll talk more about the fundraiser and maybe some other fundraiser things that you have or how people can make donations. So you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We have Katie McNair and the Assistant Director of John 317 on the phone lines. But please do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. And
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Does your child have an anger problem? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. It's natural for your child to get angry sometimes, but when their temper starts growing out of control, it may be time to pull in the reins. Here are 3 signs that your child may have an anger problem. First, your child may have an anger problem if they seek out arguments even when everything is at peace. Second, it may be a problem if they're easily frustrated when learning something new. Finally, anger may be an issue if your child's friends don't like to play with them because they're a bad sport. Once you recognize your child's anger problem, teach them how to process their emotions and take responsibility for their actions. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com. The Family Minute with Mark Merrill, helping families love well.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook.
Starks Auto Plaza, your pre-owned superstore, is a longtime supporter of KLEK. 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard, Starks offers clean, reliable vehicles of all makes and models. Starks also offers no-hassle pricing, friendly service, financing options with approved credit. At Starks, you're always family, and our motto is, we never say no. 870-203-9980. StarksAutoPlaza.com.
The key to making this station even better could be parked in your driveway right now. Donate your old car to us, you'll get a tax deduction, and we'll tow it away for free.
Go to klekfm.org for more information.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
all right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We have individuals from the John 316 Ministries out in Jackson County, Arkansas. Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, so who do we have on the line now?
My name is Megan.
Megan, thank you for joining us, Megan. And so would you like to share part of your story?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, my name's Megan. I've been at John 317 for a little over 9 months now.
Okay.
I came here from South Carolina because of an addiction to alcohol.
Okay. And how did you get to Arkansas from South Carolina?
My dad actually lives about an hour away from Newport, where we're located. And my uncle went to John 316.
Okay.
So when he was looking at recovery places, John 317 popped up on the internet.
Okay. And so can you tell us a little bit about your backstory so people can understand, you know, okay, this was my addiction, and then I got here, and like, how did you get from A to B? Like,
well, I grew up, actually, my dad was an alcoholic, so it was just me, my mom, and my brother when we grew up. We were really poor. She married my stepdad when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
And so through him, he kind of like rescued our family. He had money, and I got 2 stepsisters. When they got married, we moved into a big house. We all did sports. We grew up really close together. So I was never really exposed to drugs or alcohol. My brother, when he went in high school, he started drinking and smoking weed. And so eventually I just kind of followed in his footsteps.
Okay.
And then right after I turned 18, my stepdad started sexually abusing me. And so I began drinking really as a way to escape.
Okay, I understand.
And to stay out of the house,
Okay.
Really.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 23.
23, okay, same as Katie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, one thing I can say, like I told Katie, that I'm very proud to hear of young ladies that have decided to get a hold of their life now before you get too far down the road. And, you know, not to say there's a point of no return, but you get too far where it's even harder to come back and reestablish yourself and who you are. So I'm very proud of you young ladies. And so
Thank you.
When will you get to graduate from the program?
I graduate July 3rd.
Okay, so is the program a year for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
12 months, okay. And so, now were there
and then you can decide to transition if you want to.
Now,
afterwards.
Okay, so when you're going through the program, Katie talked about some things, you know, she had to face for herself. Were there ever moments where you said, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this right now, I give up, this is too hard, you know, any of those negative emotions?
Oh, definitely. When I didn't know, when I got the phone call that I was coming here, it was for an interview.
Okay.
And so I didn't have any bags packed or anything.
Okay.
I was not prepared to stay a year at all.
Oh,
and we're out in the middle of a rice field, so it was a complete shock when I first got here. And then they told me I was going to stay, and I just started crying. I was terrified, really.
Oh my goodness.
And actually, a week. I've been at the program for 7 days, and my first Sunday, I actually decided to leave.
How were you going to go?
I had no idea where I was going to go, but I had it in my mind that my family would take me back because I'm not court ordered to be here.
Okay.
So I was under the impression in my head that I wasn't really as bad as I was.
Okay.
That I wasn't. So I actually took off walking, and I called my mom, and really all she told me was that she wasn't coming to pick me up.
Oh.
And that I could either go back to the program if Suzanne would let me, or I could go to jail. And really, that was she saved my life. Suzanne did by letting me come back into the program, and that was really the first time my mom had ever told me no, and it was the best thing she ever did for me, because I would have wound up in jail.
And I think a lot more parents need to do that, and not just parents, other family members, when they see when they see someone living a destructive lifestyle, they need to be able to stop coddling them, and just say, okay, enough is enough. Either you get help or I'm cutting you off. You know.
Yep.
You hate to, you know, give that tough love like that, but sometimes it's necessary. And for some people, if they never hit rock bottom, they'll never rise to different levels in their life. So some people need that. They're really tough, hard, you know, love. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's exactly what I needed. There was if they would have came and picked me up, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind I would have went back to drinking, because I mean, you know, I didn't just wake up one day and decide I wanted to drink every day, you know, and take Xanax. There was a deeper problem, and really it kind of stems from the enabling from my mom and my dad, you know, not being in my life until I was 17, and now that I'm in the program, we've had time to, you know, to distance ourselves and to build boundaries and in our relationship, and now she's kind of working on that with my brother, because he's still in addiction right now. So I'm trying to lead by example, really, but it's the best thing she ever did for me.
That's wonderful. And I know that you go through a lot of sessions while you're there in the program. Have you reached a point where you're able to forgive your stepfather?
I'm actually taking a class right now. A few of us are. It's called Wounded Heart, for sexually abused victims. And so it's a 9-week class, and it's very intense. But I'm to the point now where I'm actually in court with him right now. So there are charges being pressed. So that kind of helps with the forgiveness part. And really, what I've taken away from the class and what I've gathered from other girls really is, by not being able to forgive him, I'm really just hurting myself because he's still living life, and I'm the one walking around with all the hurt and the pain. So that makes it a lot easier to want to forgive him. But it's a process, definitely.
Well, I pray that at some point he has his own self-realization and that God deals with him and he wholeheartedly apologizes to you. It's still up to you at that point where you are in your life, whether you may choose to never ever talk to him ever again, and that's okay. But I really hope that God works on his heart and he has a change in his life. And
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to talk more about. I told everyone that has been on that you all have a big fundraiser. We want to talk about this big fundraiser that's coming up on Saturday. It's called An Evening with Phil Robertson. And for anyone who's ever watched Duck Dynasty, he's like the father. He's the father, right?
Yep.
He is kind of a no-nonsense, tell it like it is. Just, you can like it or not like it. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. He's very cool, and it's the family. Are they actually from Arkansas? Where are they from?
I think they're from Louisiana.
Okay, so they're going to be here in Jonesboro, and this benefits the John 3:17 ministry, April 8th, 2017, at the ASU Convocation Center at 5:30 p.m. Students get in for $13, adults $18, and groups of 20 or more, $13 each. Okay, and so tell us what people can expect at this evening with Phil Robertson.
Well, a few of the girls who've been here longer, we're going to give many testimonies, basically describing what John 3:17, but ultimately what and how Jesus has saved our lives. Because we've tried everything by ourselves and it never worked. There'll be some singing. Phil is going to talk. We'll have a few slideshows of before and after pictures. And really we're just going to be talking about how we wouldn't be where we are today without this ministry, without God.
Okay, and on the flyer it says faith, family, and ducks. So I'm sure he's going to talk about the ducks a little bit.
Yes.
So if you are interested in going out, enjoying a night of faith, family, and ducks with Phil Robertson from... what is the name? I just lost the name of the show. I'm so sorry.
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty, yes.
Yeah.
April 8th, 2017, 5:30 p.m. at the Convocation Center. It says tickets can be purchased at ASU Convo Center box office or at Ticketmaster.com. And the prices will be listed there. And I see you have some wonderful sponsors for this event. And it must mean a lot to you all that people from the community are really backing you and supporting you.
Oh, absolutely. We only run on donations, so without the support of all of our sponsors, it would be really difficult for us to keep functioning. So we appreciate them so much.
And one thing I want to mention, like today is called Arkansas Gives, which is the day where people can go online for I think it's maybe 12 hours, and make a donation to the charity or nonprofit organization of your choice. So, if you're thinking about making a donation somewhere, consider John 3:17. I think it's arkansasgives.org, and You can narrow down your selection by the city or state, and then you can look up specific organizations based on what they do. So I just want to send that out to everyone out there listening today, and whoever's watching our live stream, to go to arkansasgives.org or arkansasgives.com. If you type in Arkansas Gives, it'll pop up on Google or whatever you use, and make a donation to a local nonprofit. You know, you never know how much your few dollars can help that organization. And again, John 3:16 is a nonprofit organization. Like, you know, the ladies have stated, they function off of donations and sponsors of, you know, the loving community, the loving in the surrounding areas, So I want to ask you ladies, the ones that are, you know, residents, when you finish your program and you get your life back, you know, on a stable footing, do you see yourself reaching out to other young ladies, let's say the 14, 15, 16 age range, to try to deter them from making some of the same choices you made?
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, like I said, I never wanted to have to depend on alcohol or you know, or any kind of substance. It was really peer pressure. You know, my friends were doing it, and I think now teenagers are starting at a much younger age. So I have younger cousins that are right around that age, even younger, who know I'm in this program. I write letters to them and really let them know where I'm going afterwards, and you know, I just try to keep them in line, and you know, as much I can, and really boys, that's really a downfall for most females. You know, it's because we're so tempted and we're so concerned with what the opposite gender thinks of us, and really that's where all of our distortion comes into play. So I mean, it's a really big deal to stay pure.
And some guys play on women's vulnerability. They know you're in a
absolutely.
They know you are in a place of brokenness, and they're more concerned about their own needs and desires. And then some of them seek women that are broken to break them down even further. Sad to say. And so the men, and I don't want to sound like I'm bashing men, but unfortunately there are some with those attitudes that are only they're self-serving. I guess that's the word I can use.
Yep.
And then they look for people that they can use and abuse. And when you're going through an addiction, you're in a vulnerable state. And some people don't see your cry for help, and they, how can I say, they keep you down. I'm at a loss for. I can see what I'm trying to visualize.
Yes, we're easier targets, especially you know, when you're in addiction and your self-esteem of yourself is already so low. So you figure, well, why not? You know, it'll feel good at the time. You know, why not let him use me now? You know,
yes,
and so it's all. But it's really all about the instant gratification, and when you have a higher self-esteem of yourself and a better outlook on life, you know, you don't even want to be around those types of situations, you know, and you don't think of yourself in those ways anymore. You know, you have more of a respect for yourself, and you realize that you're God's temple, and you don't put yourself there anymore. That's the main difference.
Yes, ma'am. I used to do talks at junior high schools several years ago. I was a teen parent. Well, I was out of high school, but I was still 19. So technically a teen parent. And I used to speak on teen pregnancy and what it's like being a parent at a very young age. And hopefully I made a difference in someone's life. And I did talk about, you don't have to give yourself away. You have a choice. Don't let someone just fill your head with, you know, all these sweet nothings.
Exactly.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I really appreciate you all so much for sharing and being so open with your testimonies. And we want to open it up to, if there's anyone else that would like to share, you know, we don't want anyone to feel like, well, they didn't ask me to talk. You know, I met Katie first, and so that's why she was the one that I called for first. But we're very open if anyone else would like to share.
Absolutely. Sure. Hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay. And we're...
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Megan.
Okay.
You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. And we're speaking with ladies from the John 317 Ministries. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay. So she's going. We were just speaking with a lady named Megan. She's been at the facility for 9 months, and we've also spoken with Katie McNair, who's been there for a year and is actually graduating on Sunday. And so, do we have someone else?
Okay.
And we've also spoken with Suzanne. She's the assistant director of the facility. Hello.
Sorry, I'm getting you one more person. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. Alrighty, so I thank you everyone who's out there listening and viewing our Facebook live stream. If you have any questions or comments, please drop us a message. Unfortunately, you won't be able to call in at the moment, but the video will be available all day, so please drop more comments and we'll be happy to pass the messages on to the ladies. This addiction is a hard thing to deal with, and it takes a lot of courage to share your story. It takes a lot of courage to want to decide to get help. So we really thank these ladies for being so open and honest and candid about their stories.
Can you talk on the radio? Okay, this is Candace.
All right. Hi, Candace.
Hello.
All right. So first of all, before we get started, we only have a few seconds left in this segment, but we do have another segment. We have to take a quick break. I apologize. We have to take a quick break, and so when we put you on, when we go on for break, you won't hear much. You might hear some music or announcements in the background, so don't hang up. Give us about 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
And so, if you don't mind, we just want to talk about, you know, your story. How did you get there? How much time how long you've been there? What are some things you faced? Just whatever you would like to share about your story, you know, without getting too deep and personal, because I know you have to share a lot in your counseling, your groups. But we're going to take a quick break. So please give us about 3, maybe 4 minutes to come back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Debtors Anonymous lists the following signs that you might have a serious problem with debt. You are a compulsive shopper. You make impulsive purchases, leaving price tags on clothes so they can be returned and not using items that you've already purchased. You have difficulty meeting basic financial or personal obligations, or you have an outsized sense of accomplishment when you do meet such obligations. How do you celebrate? Probably more shopping. You have a different feeling when buying things on credit than when paying in cash, a feeling of being accepted or grown up. If any of these describe you, accept that you may have a problem with chronic debt and get some help. Check out Debtors Anonymous at debtorsanonymous.org for resources, including help identifying a debt support group to join. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyer.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Did you know KLEK has a brand new streaming app? That's right, you can listen to KLEK 102.5 FM anywhere in the world. The app is available for all Android phones and tablets, as well as iPhones and iPads. Just search your app store for KLEK and download the KLEK app for free today. And don't miss a beat of the education, entertainment, and empowerment on KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Hi, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Candace, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. So we have been talking with Katie and Megan. They shared a little bit about their story and how they got to John 3:17. I would like for you to please tell the listeners and viewers a little bit more about yourself and how did you get there?
Well, I'm a mother of 3 kids, and before I had my kids, I had a meth addiction, and then I got well for a while, and then just the stresses of being a mother and not really feeling like my family understood, I went back to it trying to be a good wife and good mother, and I just couldn't find my way out of it, and that's when I ended up at John 3:17.
Okay, well, did someone refer you there, or you went there on your own?
I had an aunt that lived in Pocahontas, Arkansas, and she knew about it.
Okay. And so at the time that, she brought this to your attention, were you resistant at first, or did you welcome it openly?
I had just completely, I was ready. I was scared, but I was ready. I had gone to my family and told them I need help.
Okay. That's wonderful. And how old, if you don't mind me asking, what are the age ranges of your children?
I have an 11-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old son.
Okay, 11, 6, and 4. And so what was it like for you, one, knowing that you would have to leave them for a year to be in this program? I'm sure the 4-year-old was they're at the age, they don't understand a lot, especially when it comes to change in their lifestyle.
Right, but I looked at it as I wasn't really there for them anyway. I mean, I was there, but physically, but mentally I wasn't, and emotionally I wasn't, and there was no other option. I looked at it as death or a survival thing.
Oh, okay. Now, have you been able to be in communication with them? Have they been able to visit you since you've been there?
I've seen them on my 31st day I was able to see them, and then I was able to see them on my 3-month where I got to leave for 36 hours.
Okay.
And it was good. It's hard to come back, but I knew that that's what I had to do.
Now, what about your 11-year-old? Have you been able to talk a little more openly with them concerning what you're going through and why mommy has to be away?
Yeah, I was very honest with her because I felt like that she could handle it, and I knew that she already knew, and I didn't want any more lies. So I didn't tell her, all the details, but I was very honest with her about that I made a bad choice. And because of that, I had to come here. And she was actually really supportive. I know it's God. I know it's all God working in my life because I never thought I could have left them and them actually understand.
That is so wonderful. Now, are they able to write you letters? Do they write you often to tell you what's going on in their life at school or whatever?
Yeah, they write me. They've written me, I think, like 3 times. I've been here now almost 5 months.
Okay. Are you able to video chat with them in any kind of way?
I can talk to them once every week for 10 minutes. I can call one person. I do it every Thursday.
Okay. So I'm sure that, especially your 11-year-old, knows that, okay, you're taking the steps to get better so that you can be a better mom when you do come home. Where will home be for you whenever you do leave the program?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I will go back there to be around my family who's supportive, and I'll just go back there and start fresh.
Okay. And how long have you been in the program so far?
I've been in, it'll be 5 months on the 25th of this month.
5 months, okay. So I know it is it's one of those things where you're counting down the days and the hours and the minutes till you can.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I'm happy here, and I am getting what I need, the tools and everything I need through God to survive out there and be a strong person.
Okay.
And I love what I'm learning. I love what I'm doing here. I love all the people. So I am happy. But that's what keeps me going, knowing that when I go home, I'll have the foundation that I need to do it in a healthy way.
That is wonderful. And that seems to be the term of the day, the building a foundation. Because if you don't have something solid to stand on, anyone going through any type of program, whatever it is, if you don't have anything solid built to stand on when you get out, you're going to fall. You're going to be tempted to fall back into that old lifestyle again.
Yeah, you got to have somewhere to turn. That's the thing, is like if you have nobody to turn to and you feel completely alone in life, that you can't do it on your own. You can do, I feel like I can do anything through prayer and just being connected to Christ.
Okay. Now, have you been able to be in contact with any, and I use the word friends loosely because usually when people are going through addictions and they're really in that lifestyle, there are people who
I didn't have any friends left.
Okay, I understand. So
I had friends, but not real friends. You know what I mean? Like I had to cut ties with all of them because that was part of it.
Okay. Now, while you're also in the program, do you learn any type of job skills or do any type of assessment to see what type of career you would like to have when you do get out? Or do you get some are you allowed to do some take some type of classes, online classes or anything?
We have had some girls who have gone and gotten their GEDs, and they do help us a lot with doing things like that we've lost to try to get us back on our feet.
Okay.
But there's not specific classes. We do a lot of Bible studies, and we do a lot of serving other people, cooking, cleaning, and raking yards.
Oh, that's wonderful. And with the weather getting warmer now, I'm sure you all are going to be really, really busy.
Oh, yeah.
Doing some lawn care here and there. What about, like, working for the elderly? I know, is it Miss Susan or Suzanne?
Suzanne.
Suzanne. She mentioned earlier that some of the ladies are helping another lady in the community work on her get her flower bed ready for the spring.
Yes, ma'am. That's where we're at right now. And then we've got another group that's over at Lindley Retirement Home, and they are singing today for the elderly.
That is really wonderful. So you ladies are just out and about and giving back to the community, and hopefully the community sees that you are trying to make a difference. You're not in that selfish state of mind anymore. You're trying to get you're trying to get the help that you need, and then just be a better citizen for whatever community that you live in.
Absolutely, it's very humbling.
That's wonderful. And are there any programs that you have gone through? Is it just tell us what a typical day like is there at the ministry.
Okay. We have like 2 Bible studies on most days, and then in the evenings we go to CR 3 times a week.
Okay.
And we do our chores daily. I mean, every day after we work out in the morning, we do chores. And we have to do our basic chores and then deep cleaning on Saturdays.
Oh, wow.
And we have a free night on Thursday and kind of free on Saturday, or we do events that we have planned.
Okay, that is wonderful. And now, do you all ever have group like movie night, or maybe sit around and do girl talk or something?
Yeah, that's usually on Thursday night. We all choose a movie and we'll go watch it together until, we're ready to go to bed. And then Saturday's kind of the same in the evening.
Alrighty, so will all of you all get to come up to the fundraiser on Saturday? Will all of you all get to come up to the fundraiser on Saturday?
Yeah, we'll be there all day on Saturday.
Alrighty, so again, that fundraiser is called, it was an evening with Phil Robertson, who is from Duck Dynasty. I'm sure everybody has heard of the show. If you haven't, you need to go check it out. They're a pretty funny bunch. It's hilarious to watch all of the brothers and Phil, just kind of the no-nonsense dad. He doesn't take any of their stuff.
I can't wait.
And it's called Faith, Family, and Ducks. And so I'm sure Phil is going to talk about the ducks, and he might even bring some duck calls. And it'd be really nice if he did some duck call giveaways, for the audience members. And so,
yeah, that would be exciting.
All right, so are you involved in any of the testimonies of the singing that's going to be going on that night?
I will be in the singing, but I'm not giving my testimony.
Okay. All righty, so this event is benefiting John 3:17 Ministry, and tickets can be purchased at ASU Combo Center box office and at Ticketmaster.com. And again, this is April 8th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m. at the Convocation Center. So I can't thank you ladies enough. Please tell Katie and Megan and Suzanne, thank you so very much for joining us today and giving us of your time. And thank you, Miss Candace, for sharing. And I really pray that everyone gets everything they need and just have a truly blessed and rich life once you're out of the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, and you ladies have a great day. Try not to work too hard out there.
We will.
All right, you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Thank you all for tuning into Community Conversations on today. Thank you, Miss Micah, for holding it down with me. We were almost scared that we weren't going to have a guest, but God has ram in the bush as always.
It's okay, you're a professional. You took care of that.
Alrighty, so this has been your Thursday morning Community Conversations. Everyone have a very blessed and hopefully a nice warm day today. Join us tomorrow. We have some ladies from the Extension Office talking about nutrition.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.